Chapter 38. The Abduction of Draupadi. In stark contrast to Duryodhana's ill-fated royal guard, the Pandava brothers proved to be vastly superior in strength and skill. They swiftly overwhelmed the enemy warriors. To Arjuna's surprise, the leader of the enemy army was none other than Chitrasena, the Gandhava, who had once been his music and dance teacher in the heavenly realms of Lord Indra. "Young prince," Chitrasena praised, "you have once again displayed valor and skill. My army ranks among the very best in the realms, yet you and your 4 brothers have defeated us in open combat. What is your desire?" Arjuna responded, "The prince you have captured is our cousin Duryodhana, a member of the Kuru clan. As such, we are duty-bound to protect all our citizens. Release him and his companions immediately, and you may go on your way." "As you wish, dear prince," Chitrasena complied, freeing Duryodhana and his companions. Although Duryodhana was relieved to be rescued, the humiliation of being saved by the Pandavas only fueled his anger. Meanwhile, in the Pandava camp, Draupadi received an unexpected visitor. Jayadratha, the husband of Duryodhana's sister Dusashana, was on a journey through the forest and stopped by their dwelling to request some refreshments. When he saw Draupadi, he was overwhelmed by her beauty. Recognizing Jayadratha as Dusashana's husband, Draupadi offered him refreshments. However, Jayadratha, consumed by lust, began to speak seductively. "Why is such a beautiful woman living in such squalor? Your husbands are mere beggars. Come back with me to my palace, and I will treat you as a queen should be." "Scoundrel," replied Draupadi, "how dare you speak to me in such a manner? You are married to Dusashana, who is like a sister to me. My husbands will be back soon, and they will make you pay for your insolence." But Jayadratha's lust had overcome his judgment, and he was determined to claim Draupadi for himself, even by force. He seized her arm and dragged her towards his chariot. Draupadi screamed for help, attracting the attention of a nearby Brahmin, who rushed to intervene. Meanwhile, the Pandava brothers had returned just in time to hear Draupadi's cries for help. In hot pursuit, the Pandavas chased after Jayadratha, whose chariot was fast but unfamiliar with the forest terrain. They intercepted him further along the path. When Nakula rescued Draupadi, Arjuna destroyed the chariot with his mighty arrows, and Bhima violently pulled Jayadratha from the wreckage. Jayadratha cowered in terror as he found himself surrounded by 5 powerful warriors and 1 furious queen. Chapter 39. The Final Years of Exile. Jayadratha begged for mercy from the Pandavas and Draupadi. Yudhishthira, ever the benevolent king, mediated with Bhima and Draupadi, pleading for leniency for Dushala's husband. Jayadratha's life was spared, but not without consequence. Arjuna handed Bhima a blade from his quiver, and with it Bhima shaved off Jayadratha's hair, leaving 5 distinct tufts as a mark of his humiliation. Jayadratha departed with his life, but in his heart he carried a profound shame and a smoldering resentment. He retreated to the banks of the river Ganga, where he embarked on a journey of rigorous penance, seeking the means for his redemption from Lord Shiva. After an exceptional time in deep meditation, Lord Shiva, moved by Jayadratha's penance, appeared before him. "What boon do you seek from me, Jayadratha?" asked Lord Shiva. "I desire the power to defeat the Pandavas in battle," replied Jayadratha. Lord Shiva considered the request and responded, "That is an impossible feat, for even the celestial beings have failed to conquer Arjuna in combat. However, in recognition of your dedicated penance, I grant you the ability to halt the advance of the other 4 Pandavas for a single day." With these words, Lord Shiva disappeared, leaving Jayadratha to return to his kingdom. Meanwhile, in Hastinapur, Duryodhana still grappled with the shame of being rescued by the Pandavas. His loyal friend Karna offered solace, and vowed to personally kill the Prince Arjuna in battle. As part of his solemn oath, Karna pledged never to refuse a request from a Brahmin. During the final years of the Pandavas' exile, Duryodhana made more attempts to undermine their spirit. He guided a powerful sage and his group of more than 30 Brahmins to the Pandavas' dwelling. Duryodhana's plan was for the sage to request food for himself and his troop. And if the Pandavas were unable to provide, Duryodhana knew the sage would curse them, thereby further weakening his enemies. Duryodhana was unaware of the divine pot that provided the Pandavas with an endless supply of food, a gift from Lord Surya. But to his good fortune, on the day the sage and his group arrived at the Pandavas, Draupadi had already completed her meal. As per Lord Surya's condition, the pot would provide an abundance of food for the day until Draupadi had eaten her meal. Only then would the pot remain empty until the following day. Panicked, Draupadi rushed inside and fervently prayed to Lord Krishna for guidance. Appearing before her, Lord Krishna asked for the pot. Upon inspecting the pot's contents, he found a single grain of rice, which he consumed with a satisfied smile. Outside the dwelling, the sage and his troop experienced an unexpected sensation. Their stomachs became impossibly full. Embarrassed by their inability to partake of any food Draupadi would offer, they hastily departed. Thank you for watching so far. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're new here, please subscribe. This will ensure that more people can find this resource. Click the notification button so that you can be the first to know about new uploads. And please do comment below. I'll do my best to reply to any questions. Thank you.